You all wanted me to go over the apps in my app folder, and I will. It's as far as I go. I have a backup hard drive that I have tons of other apps on, but these are the ones I keep on my main OS. And you can see we have a good use for our 512 icons now. We have 1Password, which is a great password manager. AbiWord. I don't use it anymore, but as you can see, it's just a typical word processor. Let's go on down. We got Acorn. It's just an image editor like Photoshop or anything of the nature. As you can see, just not as powerful. Pretty good though. Address Book. We got the timer, Aptic Timer, and we got Appleshakeguru, which is what I got, which is what I'm using to link my Mac Pro and my iMac as a render farm. So when I render with compressor, I'm rendering with this one and the Mac Pro, which is about 12 cores. Appleshakeguru relates to the setting up of the render farm. AppleWorks, you know, everybody loves AppleWorks. It's an old faithful word processor. iWork kind of replaced it, but it was a great, wonderful little application. And you know, I still use it for certain things. I really do. App Zapper and App Monitor. Went over App Zapper. App Monitor, everybody knows that's just a system utility to let you know what's being used and stuff. Audacity is a great application to use to program or listen to edit audio or listen to audio or make a podcast. It's free. Audacity, let's fire it up here. And you can see, just get this little audio interface with a record button, play button. You can drag and drop your files in there. Just a neat little free audio editor. Everybody ought to have it. Audio Hijack lets you record audio coming out of your speakers. We got Backdrop, which just turns everything white or whatever color you want it to be. You can see. Batch File Rename. This renames tons of files. You can make them a batch, so you can rename them from, if you have 100 files, you can rename them from 1 to 100 or rename them with a specific name, however you want to do it. Because sometimes I have a lot of files I need to rename at once. Bean, it's another word processor, which is, you know, really simple, elegant, and works really nice. It really does the job, and you want to insert pictures and all this good stuff, you can do that. It's not, let's see here. It's a really good little application, I think, and y'all ought to check it out. Bean. And we got Blaster, or Blasted, which I keep running up here, which just lets me know all the files I've accessed recently and used. This is the files I most recently used, and the files I used back here 12/23/09 at 1:31 p.m. This application folder was accessed, so it's just keeps track of where you've been. Blender, Bluebird is a Twitter client. Boinks TV is like a live TV switcher almost. You can use it to make videos, podcasts, or you can do live switching on the fly for live broadcasts. Calculator, Camino, just a web browser and calculator. We got Camtasia, a screen recording app, which I never use. I don't like it. Candy Bar, I use to change my icons on OS X. Carbon Copy Cloner, I use to make a backup copy of my system. It takes my whole entire system and turns it into a disk image, and I can save that disk image, double click it, and it will restore my system the way it was when I made that disk image. So I like to go through and make a disk image of my system about once a week, or maybe at least once a month. That way I have a stored disk image somewhere that even if my backup time machine fails, I'll have that disk image I can double click and restore my system. Cheetah 3D is a 3D application. We got Chess, Cinema, or Cinebench. And we have Cinema Tools, which is mainly used for, you know, feature films and stuff, you know, for Telesign or Telecine or frame rate conversions or pull downs, stuff like that. Color, everybody knows what color is. Compressor and corkboard, went over corkboard in my doc video. Cram, which is just a bunch of compressor presets. Desk Flicker, which will go out to Flickr and find a desktop picture for you when you want it, or, you know, randomly once a day. Decomposer. This is a little image editing type application, I guess. So I haven't entered my username and serial yet because I haven't used it since I've bought my new iMac. But it's a nice little application nonetheless. Dictionary, Disk Inventory X just maps out my hard disk and lets me know what's taking up space and where. DivX Player, and DivX converter. We got dock library here, which just lets you change the theme of your dock. Double twist, which is the iTunes wannabe DVD player. FCP rescue, which will delete preference files if you're having problems with it booting and stuff. Final Cut Studio remover, which it's impossible to uninstall Final Cut Studio. It's almost impossible to do it manually and get all the files associated with it. So this thing was free, and it goes out and removes all Final Cut Studio files associated with it and deletes it so you can do a fresh, clean install. Fetch art just fetches your iTunes art. File browse and Final Cut Pro, you both know what that are. We went over that in my doc video. Firefox. Flip for Mac is just a plugin. Flock is a browser. I think you're all pretty familiar with these. Front row is Apple's, I guess, Media Center. Windows has got Windows Media Center. Apple has their front row, and you can see I can go through my movies, TV shows, music, podcasts. Let's click movies. And it's going to go through and look at my movies folder and find all my movies. And it's just a good, clean interface to go through and watch your movies, watch your TV shows. And you can see I got a ton of movies here that I've bought since, you know, iTunes has been open. And the list just goes on and on and on. So this is a really nice way to access the media on your iTunes. And as you can see, you can go to Photos, Podcasts. Let's check out Podcasts. Here's all my podcasts. Here's my Apple Soldier podcast. All the episodes. Episode 14 downloaded yesterday. And it'll play it. And it'll change the art and stuff over here too. So that's Apple's Front Row. Really great application. I use it. Use it a lot when I'm just watching movies and stuff. These are just my games, which has, you know, Braid, Bullet Candy, Burger Shop, Call of Duties, Jade Empire, Osmos, Prince of Persia, The Great Tree. Osmos is a fun little game. It was like $10, and you just kind of control this little cell type organism. Let's see. You just click. I'll give you a demo of this real quick. You got to become the biggest. You can't eat things that are bigger than you. You click behind it to control it, and you eat the little things. But as you move, you see you expel energy and you get smaller. So you want to eat things, and as you get bigger, you can eat things bigger. So see, now that everything blue, I'm capable of eating. Oh, now I'm really big. I can go up here and get this guy. So now it says level complete, space to proceed. So this is a really fun, laid-back little game that I like to chill out and play with a lot. I really do. I like it. Prince of Persia and all that good stuff in there. And then we got Gamma Control, which just helps control the gamma of my monitor. It was a free app. GarageBand, Geekbench, Google Chrome, GIMP, Grand Perspective, which is the same thing. It just maps out your hard drive and tells you what space is being used and where. Everybody knows Handbrake. This is one that you can't find hardly anymore, Handbrake Instant. Highlight is really good. It's a free highlighter program. I can write and change the color and stuff like that. Really cool. Good for screen presentations. An alarm clock, Houdini 10. iCab is a great little browser. iCal. And we got iChat and delete QuickTime Flash cache files. That just deletes our QuickTime cache. I'll run it and see, and it's that easy. It runs it and it's done. Let's see. The iDVD and image capture. iMovie, iPhoto, iShowU HD. These are all pretty self-explanatory. iSquint is just a free MP4 converter, which they don't distribute anymore. iSync, iTunes, iTube lets you download YouTube videos. iVideo is just a user interface for all the media on your computer. iWeb, everybody knows iWeb. iWeb sites, this just helps me have more than one site on with my iWeb account. I can pick what site I want to load up when somebody goes to my web address. Light Browser is just a very stripped down browser. Lilliput, that just flattens your QuickTime movies. A little snapper is a screen snapping application to help organize your screen pictures, your screen caps. Light Icon is a free application to help change your icons. Mac the Ripper's for ripping DVDs. It was free. Mail. Media Fork was what came before Handbrake. It does the exact same thing Handbrake does, but you can't really find it no more. If you can find it, get it. In fact, I'll fire it up and you can see it looks just like the old Handbrake interface. So this was Handbrake before it was Handbrake. Main menu is what I use for all my maintenance. Encoder OS X, which is kind of like just a media player, but I use not a media player, but an encoder, so you can just like convert movies and stuff. As you can start conversion, and here's all your settings. I don't use it a whole lot. It was free. Encoder X. And as you can see, that gave me an Applescript error there. So I don't really rely on it too much. Mimo, which is an add-on for Visual Hub, it lets you encode. Visual Hub lets you encode several different movies, but you have to encode them all to the same preset. This lets you encode different movies with different presets in the same batch. Modo and Miro. Miro is just like a BitTorrent client. Motion MPlayer is awesome. Here's my NetNewsWire and Newsfire and my Newslife, my feeds. There's Omio, another add-on for Visual Hub. Omni Disk Sweeper, which just lets you clean out your disk, tells you where the big files are hiding so you can delete them. OmniWeb is a web browser. Onyx is a maintenance app. Overflow is really nice. It lets you have like a window like this as an extension for your dock. As you can see there, when I fire it up, it brings up this little window here, and I can edit, drag, and drop any kind of item that I want into this. It can be huge. I can put, there's dock items here, which are the things over here on this side. I can put folders, or I can have my dock applications. If I want to edit it, I just hit edit and drag and drop the apps I want in here. If I want this out, I take it out. Want Onyx in, I put Onyx in, and now I can access these apps from this little overflow menu here. So this is a good way to keep everything organized, but your application folder does about the same thing. It's just not as pretty. Pac-Man X and Pac-Man on Mars, just little games. Password Keeper and Password Wallet, pretty self-explanatory. Phone View lets me copy stuff off my iPhone to my computer. Photo Booth, you see, Photo Presenter is just presents photos in a cool way, an artsy way. Photo Stickies, never use it. Picturesque is just a way to douse up some still pictures. Popcorn, that's for burning DVDs. Preview, that's Apple's preview PDF and text editor, I guess. Not text editor, but I guess PDF viewer. Quick Highlight, pretty self-explanatory. Both QuickTimes. Quiet Read, which is this up here, where I store my websites. It's free. Quicksilver. Rip It, which is a really fabulous application for ripping DVDs. I haven't fired it up on this Mac yet, so here it is. As you can see, you just insert your DVD and it rips it. Safari, ScreenFlow, and Screenium, both screen capture apps. Scribberd is just like a highlighter app, just like I showed you before, only it costs money. Seahorse, free image editing app. Shira, a wonderful little browser for Mac OS X. Shake, everybody knows Shake. SMC fan control lets me control the fan speeds of my computer. Never use it anymore since I got rid of my X1900. Silo is a 3D app. Soundtrack Pro and Spellbound Pro have both been over in my doc video. Stainless, that is a very, very fast stripped down browser. Steel, that's a place to house my passwords. Stomp is a video converter. Really nice little video converter too. You can see it's got a nice clean interface to it. You just drag and drop your movies, set your presets, and encode for YouTube. Great little place for encoding for YouTube. Like Apple TV, Blip TV, H.264. You got iMovie 16:9. And you can come down here and set your dimensions and stuff. Or you can set up your own dimensions. It's really up to you. I'm trying to see if I see any YouTube HD, but I don't think there's any. There we go. iMovie Huge, 16:9, 1920 by 1080. Be a good little preset for YouTube, because that's the only way to get the 1080p and 720p options. some videos, when you hit the HD button, it'll give you the option to watch 1080p or 720p, and you only get that with people that upload 1080p videos. And uploading 1080p videos is rough because they're so huge. One 10-minute 720 or 1080p video could be like 700 megs. Stuff It and Serenix, that's just a Twitter client. Stuff It is for opening files and stuff. Texpansion, that is Visual Hub. I went over the hit list and text edit, Time Machine, Times. I went over all those in my doc video. Tomato Torrent is just a torrent, so you can download torrents and stuff. Toast 8, it's for burning DVDs. TubeSock is for downloading YouTube videos. Trash It, we went over in my doc video. TuneUp just cleans up your iTunes. Goes out and gets all the artwork and renames the files that ain't named. Tux Paint is for my kids. Tweety is a Twitter client. UnrareX opens RAR files. That's an untitled folder. I can delete it. Utilities folder. And inside the utilities folder, there's all kinds of good little Apple utilities. From Apple Loops utility to the keychain access to network utilities and RAID. You've got a RAID utility right here. Do you get a RAID utility on Windows? I don't know. Spaces and Expose. Let's throw them in the dock. Just because I can. Anyway, that's the utilities folder. Let's open it back up. Back to our applications. Let's go back to our icon view here. Visual Hub and VideoUp, both just video converters. VideoUp is a wonderful video converter. It's really fast. You just tell it what you want it to encode, and it encodes it. You drag and drop your movie right there. You set the size and go at it. Really great little app. In fact, I'm going to keep it in my dock, and I'm going to go through and encode a movie with all these and see which one does the best and smallest. VLC, don't use it anymore. I use MPlayer. What size is it? Just maps your hard drive, tells you where all the files are and what size they are. Wiretap controls and lets you record audio from your Mac. Windows Movie Player, never use it. Windows Media Player rather. Xbench. XSlimmer removes PowerPC code. XTorrent is a pay torrent site client, and Yasu is a maintenance thing, maintenance client, a maintenance application that lets you empty cache and remove your logs and all that good stuff, as you can see. And we got Moto X, which is a Xmodo, which is a really fun little game. And if you can get on there and beat my high scores, more power to you. Let's play a level here. Let's try this one. Well, you just use your keys. Now you see that ghost there? That's the ghost I've done once before. I just have the ghost on this so I can compare myself. Come on, come on. See, it's really tough. This game, you'd be surprised how tough it is. You got to get up there without tipping over. See? Without hitting your head on the top. So we're going to go down. Now you hit the space bar to switch directions. Oh! Ah! Shit! Let's try this one more time. Up, 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 up. Tap, 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 tap. Let's go. Alright, here we go. We're going down. Switched positions. No! So you see, this is an aggravating game. But let me tell you what, it's really fun. And here's another example here. I got a ghost on this one too that I was playing yesterday. I really would like you guys to get involved in this and see if you can beat my scores. Over we go. Let's keep on going. We're doing good so far. Push forward to go forward, back to tip back. You know, if you hold acceleration too long, you're going to ride a wheelie and wreck yourself. Am I beating my ghost? Don't look like I'm going to beat my ghost. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I know this is probably boring to you guys, but I think this is such a fun little game. You see how you start rearing up if you hold on to your... That ghost is running, my ghost is running off and leaving me. I'm good that day. Oh! Careful. Woo! My ghost has run off and left me. He's way ahead. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we make it to the end. And you get the point. Great little game. Go out and get Moto X. It's fun. And that's it, guys. That's what I keep housed in my my applications folder. I'm going to hop off here and start that searching. I'm going to get off here and compare some video encodes to see how well Stomp and stuff does compared to Compressor, just for fun. I like to do this kind of thing. I have a video coming up. I don't know if I've posted the one I've made to Zoll yet, but I do have one to Zoll. I may have already posted it before I posted this one. And I may have another one to Zoll here later too. So, thanks for watching, guys. OS 10.